Alright guys, welcome back. Today we're going to install the integrated taillight from TST Industries. This is the black smoke one, or dark smoke, or whatever it is. It actually looks pretty nice. I'm not really a big fan of blacked out taillights, but I didn't like the clear one either. I actually really do like the red the best. I wish somebody would just release a red one. But they make the best one out of anyone I've ever heard of, so that's why I went with TST. This is a programmable taillight, which is pretty cool. So you can hit the button there, it programs it to do different lighting features, and we'll go over that once the install is complete. With this job, you have the taillight comes with balancing resistors. Then you have to do the whole wiring and everything and all that stuff into the taillight turn signals, because obviously we're going to put a tail tidy on this bike now. And that's kind of like the whole point, to get rid of that big giant mud guard down here, which is, you know, this guy here, which, you know, a lot of people do that like right away when they first get their bike. Sorry, let me adjust the camera here. There we go. That's usually like the first thing people do, but you know, there's other things I wanted to do before this, but here it is. This is their basic one. They have like an elite level that has like the cover and all that stuff, so we'll see how this looks on there. I just wanted something other than this, you know, and obviously we're going to get rid of turn signals and they're going to go into the taillight. So when you do something like that, you're going to have to use the balancing resistors and wire them into the existing taillights. If you don't wire them in, it will overload the circuit. It could overload the circuit for sure, and then it could also, it's definitely going to make them flash really, really fast. And so if you don't want to do this, they have another option where you can just install this flash relay, which has a potentiometer on it, and you can just adjust it, which is really nice. So I actually went with that option. It's going to be a pretty simple install. It does come with pretty handy directions for either method that you want to do, if you want to wire it up or if you want to do the flash relay. Now, the flash relay is going to be underneath the front side fairing here, so you're going to have to take that off. For this job, we should only have to remove the rear, the whole rear of the bike. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. We're going to get into it, so let's go. Alright, now to get your rear tail off from the subframe, you're going to need an 8mm, a 3mm internal hex, or an Allen, and a 4mm internal hex, or Allen. That's just from what I can see, just looking at it quickly. If there's more than that, we'll get into it, but we'll start taking off these 8mm. Be cognizant of where you put this stuff. You don't want to lose any of this, because it gets annoying when you have a brand new bike and you're losing bolts and fasteners that hold your plastics on, just like I almost did just now. Now we got a couple of 3mm Allens here. Be careful, these have little plastic washers on the edge of them, so you don't want to lose those. This side of the bike, your throttle side, but on the other side, since you got to install that flash relay, you'll have to take the whole fairing off if you're going to put that flash relay in. I recommend doing that because it's just going to make it way easier than having to wire in all this balancing resistors and stuff. It's just a lot easier just to pay a little bit more for the flash relay. This is where it comes in handy to have a stubby, so you don't have to take that fairing all the way off. You're going to have a Phillips right underneath here at the bottom of your rear tail fender. Alright, so once you have your fairing off or hanging off, or however you decide to do it, you have your Denso. This is your stock flash relay right here with that white wire going into it. White connector, I mean. It's an orange and a red wire. You'll pull that rubber off there, it'll say Denso on it. This piece is what you're replacing. Alright, you're going to replace it with this guy. And it'll have the shape, just like this connection here. Alright. You're just going to unplug that. Plug this one back in. And you're done. Now this doesn't have the same type of like connector or whatever, but you just get it close there and then I'll just zip tie it and it'll be just fine, just to make it a little bit more secure from vibrations or whatever. Put that on. So I wasn't recording, but when you get all your push pulled out, you're just gonna slide this bit forward because there's a little bit of a lip right here on that plastic. So don't pull that because you'll snap that and then the bike will never go back together right. It'll look stupid. It'll always have a little gap there. So you're gonna pull those out gently on the side and then you're just gonna push that way and it'll come right off. That's it. Alright, now you got these rubber garments here. Your tail light's going to come up and out. It doesn't come from the back. You have your fastener up here that holds your tail light. That, and you just kind of push down on this deal and it'll pull right out. It's got a little push clip. And your tail light will come out. You're going to need to use these rubber garments over so don't lose them or throw them out or anything like that. There is your stock tail light. Alright, so here's our new tail light. We're gonna take those rubber garments right out of the old one. Right, that looks good. Maybe this side. That looks good. Now we have this like little tie wrap. Take that off. All right, so here's our plugs. We'll figure that out in just a second. We'll first put the tail light in. Rubber garments are going to go over top of those two fasteners, and then there's that. So now we can start following our route for the plug, keeping it as factory as I possibly can. There's a little rubber garment that goes here that I want. So we're going to put that back in. Keeps the wires nice and neat. Alright, so we have all our wires here. I'm going to plug in the tail light first, which should be this guy. There's our tail light, and now we have our rear turn signal. There's that one, and we got green, and now we'll turn the bike on and make sure we have the right sequence, otherwise we'll just switch them. All right, so we got the tail light lit. Let's see if we get a break. Oh, that looks cool. It flashes. See a rear brake? That's so sick. All right, let's do our turn signal. Nope, we got them backwards. All right, so we'll just switch those around. In there. Now that potentiometer, that adjustment on that flash relay, you can turn that to do whatever you want. If you want it to flash faster or slower, whatever you want to do, that's what that potentiometer and that flash relay will do for you. I don't care for that. I just like it how it is factory. So I'm just going to switch these two wires around and we should be good to start putting this back together. Switch, let's try that again. Got a brake. Oh, that's the clutch. Brake. Foot brake. Sweet. Turn signal. There it is. Turn signal. Oh man, that looks sweet. Do we got front signals? Yes, we do. Front up here. Good to go. Horn works. And let's try some programs. Let's see. We hit it once. Let's see what that does for us. Oh, that looks so sick, dudes. So you got that. What does the brake do when you do that? It still flashes. I kind of like that actually. It's really nice. Let's try that again. Program. Brake. Still got a flash on the brake. That's a flashy turn signal. Pretty nice. Do it again. Brake. There's a solid brake light. Kind of like that actually. Foot brake. Turn signal. So there's your regular. So that's just a factory kind of deal. That's kind of sweet. Let's check this one more time, see what that does. Brake. So your factory brake there. And we got a sequential tail light. Or, you know, that's actually really, really cool again. Let's try it again. I kind of like the flashy. Let's see what that does. Okay, so now what this is going to do is run them all through. You got a factory stay brake light, but you're going to have flashy turn signals. So let's see what this does. Brake light. I really like that a lot. I'm going to go with that one. And then turn signal. That's a stock regular flash turn signal. I want the sequential and the flashy brake light. So there's that. And there it is. We're going with that one. That is absolutely sickening. Alright, cool. TST Industries. I don't think anybody makes a better kit than this that has these types of results. This is a really, really nice setup. It's plug and play when you get the flash relay. Very easy to do. Like I said, the hardest thing is the fairings. There's that mount bolt we almost lost. The hardest thing is the fairings. Other than that, man, this is pretty simple, guys. So, you know, at this point, we're just going to put everything back together, fit the taillight properly and all that stuff, and go out for a ride. Oh, we'll also put the tail tighty in. I'll let you guys see how that looks. We're going to do that right now, actually. Alright, so before we button this all up, we're going to take a peek at the tail tighty. I actually bent mine a little bit up. TST makes a better one that you can angle and stuff like that, and they also make a plug. You have to you'll cut this notch out of here, this big thing hanging. You can cut that off, and then they make a plate that covers up all these holes. It looks really clean, it looks nice. I'm gonna get that in the future, but for right now I have this. So I did bend this up so the plate will be angled more this way, but they give you, I guess these look like 4s, and then the factory bolt holes or spacers. Not going to look as clean as it would with the plate that TST sells, but that's okay. Definitely better than the factory. Alright guys, so before I go ahead and button up the rest of this, I'm going to make sure my tail light is lined up where I want it to be. I'm going to turn the bike on one more time, make sure everything works properly. Actually, I still got to plug everything back in. Yeah, that looks really cool. I dig it. All right, that's what we're going with. Again, you can always switch that when you have the bike all together. You don't need to take the whole bike apart to switch the programs on the taillight. That's pretty much it, guys. For the sake of the video not being 100 hours long, I'm going to cut it off here. Or I'm going to put the bike back together and then I'll show you guys what it looks like all together. But make sure you guys are subscribing and liking and sharing and all that stuff. Any comments, put that below. All the links will be in the description. Definitely follow all those links and check them out. Raven Moto especially. They have lots of gear if you guys need riding gear. And I'll leave the link for TST Industries and some other places that I get all my motorcycle stuff at. I'm going to put everything back together, then we'll go over the bike again, and I'll let you guys know kind of my final thoughts on it and stuff like that. And, you know, just kind of put it back together the way it came. There's no point to me to show you how it goes back together. You might struggle with it, but you'll figure it out. I'm confident. Just reverse order, right? So, yeah, I'll see you guys when it's all done. All right, guys, so here's the finished product. That's what the Ninja400 is going to look like with the Fender Eliminator and that smoked out taillight without it on. I think it looks absolutely menacing. It looks so awesome. That's a, man, I don't know why I waited so long to get that, but really the only thing we're waiting for now is the winglet mirrors, and we should be good to go. But man, that looks awesome. So I'm gonna start the bike up and I'm gonna show you the mode I selected for it. Actually, I'm just gonna turn the light on. So that's what the light's gonna look like on. And then when you go ahead and hit the brake, you're gonna have that flashing. You can change that if you want. This is what I like. I like it to be flashing like that, get people's attention. So there's that, and then the turn signal. Now there's the turn signal. It's gonna be like that on both sides. So I think that looks really, really good. And when you hit the brake, it flashes and does that. So it's a really, really nice setup. I'll show you the other side here. Oh, actually I didn't even turn it on. There you go. That's the other side. Looks really good. I like it a lot. And like I said, you put that flash relay in, you don't have to worry about the turn signals flashing all fast. They'll flash how they should. Looks good. So that's it, guys. That's it for the video. Hope you enjoy. Like, share, subscribe, follow the links below. Raven Moto and all that stuff if you want, you know, riding gear and all that good stuff. Lots more videos are going to be coming for the bike and vlogs and all that stuff. I have my how to ride a motorcycle video coming out very soon. I already have it filmed. I just got to go over it and make sure it's how I like it. So that's really it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Love you all. Peace.